today we are going to look at making the magic ring. So this is a technique where we can form a circle which we'll then work into, so that when we tighten it, it doesn't give any gaps at all. I would say that this is one of the techniques that actually took me a while till I found something that I could follow really easily. So I'm going to show you the technique that I use. Alternatively, what you'll find that you tend to hear or read in a pattern is that you would chain a certain number and then attach the chain, then work into the chain. And of course what you have then is you've got no ability to make that centre hole tighter. So for example with a hat you generally always have a tiny area that's got a hole in it, whereas with this you can use the working at the end tail and you can pull this circle as tight as you need to, and so when you're finishing off your work it makes a big difference. So this is what I'm going to show you. This is my technique of doing it. There are different ways of doing exactly the same thing, so if this doesn't work for you, feel free to go and have a little look on YouTube for magic rings and you will find it. This is how I do it. So I have my palm facing me and I have the end of the arm between my thumb and finger of that palm. Then I take the working yarn and wrap it around. Then as I do this, I hold it with the thumb as well, because what you want is to keep some tension on the yarn as you're making your magic ring. Come round and you want to cross over and again pull through and make sure that you are holding underneath. So you want to keep all the tension that you can. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, this is the one that's crossed over, and go under the first, grab the second one from behind and pull it through. Then you want to, try that again, you want to twist it and you want to grab, and it's actually the same piece of yarn, and pull that through the hook. Do you know what, actually looking and doing it, it looks harder than it actually is. What you want is that this piece of yarn is attached to the circle. If the end piece of yarn isn't attached to the circle, then obviously it's not going to tighten up because you've got this piece of yarn attached to the circle, which is what can happen if you twist it the wrong way. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So you grab your yarn, come round the front, take your hook under the first, grab the second, pull it through, twist it round, and then it's still this back piece that you're wanting. You're going to grab that and chain it through, and that is your magic circle. Right, practice with it. It might take a little while before you get it, but then once you have it, it just makes such a difference, because now when you're working, you can now work into, you might have to chain if you're doing more than a single crochet, but you can work into, I'll just work in 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, can feel a little unwieldy sometimes, 3, so I've done 8. I'm going to pull that tight. And then you can slip stitch into your first. So just being sure to make sure it is your actual first. She says. Okay, so now, because we've got the magic circle, I can take the end yarn and pull that tight, and you have a much neater central circle. Okay, so practice it, see what you think. I would love to hear if it's something that you've used. Okay, take care, bye.